Hi friends, David here from Above AVL and Learn Stage Lighting, and in this video we're going to talk about what's happening, what's new in the latest version of Onyx at the time of this recording, 4.32, and how it affects your life, how you can use these things to make better events, because that's what we're all about here. So let's dive in. What we're going to do here is just walk through the manual, most of these features I've worked with, and show you, in my opinion, how these can help you create great lighting. So let's dive in. So one of the first things is the parameter weight channels. This is actually really stinking cool. So essentially, when you're here in Onyx and say I stop these dialos things that are happening, and you're just using regular parameters, right? You might have something on your stage, oops, clicked into another program. You might have something on your stage that, for example, just has some color, has some position to it. And then you go ahead and you play some dialos over it. And what happens, right? Historically, any fixture that's in the 2D plane that dialos zone is over top of gets taken over, okay? And that's been one of the hangups with dialos for a while. And the pixel mapping is just kind of like, you've got this rectangle, you put fixtures in it, and it maps to just those. Thankfully, now we have a better option. So what they did here is they made the ability to select whatever fixtures you want, okay? And you can actually get to it. You tap link twice, and this works on the consoles physically as well, which is fantastic. And then you go to weight. Now notice, while we're here, you can do fade and delay through this as well, but you can also do it through the old way with the fade and delay keys. But there's also weight here. So I click weight. Now everything turns orange over here. See, I got those orange highlights that says intensity weight. And so what this means now is I go to these lights and I can adjust how they're being worked with. So for example, if I want for these particular lights, the CMY to follow what's coming from the Q, which you see is magenta, now those lights, you can see in the visualizer, you can see it in the 2D plane, they're unaffected. So this is really cool because you can have a zone that has a lot of lights in it and choose Q by Q what lights are in it and what lights are out of it. And so that means that, first of all, the 2 or 5 zone limitation, depending on your Onyx version, your Onyx license, is not as big of a deal because you can have a bunch of fixtures in a zone and deselect which ones that you don't want in there by setting them to Q. Then there's also default, which is going to be your show's default, which is, somewhere in the menu. And then there's dialos, which means, hey, force it to always use dialos, okay, no matter what else. And actually, I honestly hadn't tried this. Get out of weight mode, just tapping again. Turn off dialos. Yeah, I get the regular parameters, but the weight tells you when you've got something coming from both, which one are we leaning to? And before it was always just dialos wins. Now you have some more options. So this can be really helpful because now you can go in, say, as another great example, say I set these back and then I just go and I go across this grid of lights. Let me pull this back up oh, never mind, can't do that right now. Select every other light, okay. Now I can set those to Q. Now notice, if we go to our programmer, this is getting stored as a parameter, which means that I can store it in presets, right? I can build a preset for it, okay. So let's just say, so that's all in there in the programmer. I go ahead and grab my keypad and I record, and I assume, I honestly hadn't looked, that it's in here somewhere. See, this is something that I hadn't tried. Let's just do it as color and see what happens, right? Yep. So now I hit that preset, it's now loaded that preference in there. So now I can have presets that decide and define what you've got going on. It decides what fixtures are in it and what fixtures are out. And you could do it in a preset, so programming along, it just makes it easy. So this is really cool. Okay, next, virtual Gobo mapping. This is a pretty big deal. So when you have a multi-part fixture, okay, like for example, these color courses here, right? They've got 10 parts in them, okay? Now you can make it so basically the Dylos zone just affects that light. It kind of stretches across itself. Okay, this is gonna work best. I admit I don't have one patched, but with a fixture that's more of a circle or a square. But on a rectangle, straight line, it will work. Okay, so let's just say we go to Dylos color course here, we play something. So we got something playing. And then we go, I believe it is in mapping to, we're going to double check here on the manual. No, it should be right here. Virtual Gobo, fixture, okay, fixture base. And now you see, except for this one fixture that I'm not sure what I did there. Oh, maybe it's just that I have it selected. Okay, now you see what it did is it made it a virtual gobo. So instead of having the whole zone, which looks like this, and having that media while it's still going across that zone, notice that instead of each fixture being in a different spot in the zone, each fixture is doing the same thing. They're just sizing the content to that particular fixture, which on this piece of content is a little weird because it's smushing it wide and then averaging it. But if we go to something like this, even that, go to a fire effect, okay? You know, there's a lot of things that it doesn't look good on, but something like this, you know, it just looks a lot cooler because every fixture is doing the whole pixel map. Instead of having pixel map fixtures, they're just kind of flickering and doing like funky, weird stuff. They actually have an image on them because we're scaling the whole zone down to it. Pretty darn cool. Okay. Group masking. So group masking allows you to add or remove groups from the zone. Okay, I don't think I tried this one, but it's also very powerful, similar to the weight controls. So right now I'm playing Dylos media right on these fixtures here on the color courses, but not all these fixtures up at the top. So let's go ahead now. Go here. I feel like my mouse highlight is messing with this. And I'm just going to put this back to where it was. But now we have not A and or not B, A or B. Okay, so if we A and not B, let's do A and not B. So I'm getting it set up here as the selectors here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is go to set my fixture group A to the Artiste Da Vinci's and my B to the color course. Okay, so I see what's going on here, and we can do a better example. What it's doing is it is allowing you to filter by group. So just like we showed you filtering individually, putting it in a preset, this would allow you to filter by group. Pretty cool. So now I've selected this. I'm going to go to mapping. Yep, so now we're back here to A and not B. And now we'll say with the group fixtures that are actually groups that are actually in the pixel map, I've now taken the darts, the bottom row, and excluded them. And I've done these Z350s, which are, yep, this row. Just double checking, yep. So that made it so it only applies to this one. And so the and not kind of cancel itself out. But kind of cool. Again, that is another way that you can choose what fixtures by group actually follow Dylos and which ones don't. Pretty cool. Okay, what's next? Tracking queue skip if you use, I'm not going to go over this one, but this is a new one. I'll just pull it up from the manual here. If you use what's called queue only a lot in like theatrical style queue lists, this is really helpful because in the past you may have noticed that if you do a queue only queue, things that tracked didn't track past that queue only queue. Now they can with this queue skip functionality. Okay, so that's pretty darn cool as well. If you use that, again, I don't do a lot of theatrical stuff. Let's see, quick access, fade and delay. We already noted that, which is cool. And then some updated menus, time code, input sources, blah, 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 blah. Those are the major things in this version of Onyx. And so if you enjoyed this, give us a big subscribe here. And if you're in the US and you need any Onyx gear, then please, please, please help us stay open. No, really. Come to aboveavl.com. We've got a great team. We love to help people. We're growing. And we'd love to help you get the Onyx gear you're looking for in your hands, help you get a great price, personalized to your buying history and the size of the order, among other factors. So we love to help. Reach out for a quote anytime at aboveavl.com, or just shoot us an email, gear@aboveavl.com. If you are in the US, you can do that. And guys, I got to tell you, even though there aren't any previews out yet or anything like that, I've heard some big things about the next version of Onyx coming out to support even better the NXW. And there's some really cool stuff. Getting excited about it. So until next time, we'll see you guys. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Hopefully this helped you to make better events. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks.